Welcome back, Boss Agents. This is the Boss Agent Podcast with your hosts, Matt
Hey, everyone.
and Rich. Today we're going to be talking about how to choose the right broker. But real quick, I wanted to make a comment. Last time we showed you guys the awesome snapbacks, and I wanted to just say that these are designed specifically to be loud. They're designed specifically so that people in public will come up to you and ask you about what you're wearing. That's why we chose the logo to have the BA there, because, you know, BA. And all the merch on the web store is specifically designed so that people will come up to you and give you an opportunity to introduce yourself and give out your business card. So if there's something that you don't see that you want, let us know and we will work on it. And also, more importantly, if you're wearing a piece of our merchandise and somebody does come up to you and gives you the opportunity to get a new lead, please let us know about it. That's a huge win for us. That's the reason we're designing it. We're both real estate agents. We're both actively selling right now, and that will be a huge win. That's the whole goal of this podcast. The whole goal of the show is to help you guys get more sales.
That's right. So thanks for tuning in. Let's get into it.
Absolutely. So choosing the right broker. I think before you can really choose a broker, you have to decide what your goal is in real estate. Is your goal to sell a certain amount of houses above a certain dollar amount? Is your goal to break into a luxury market? Is your goal to just sell a volume? 100 properties, don't care what it is. What is your goal? And the reason you determine that is because then you pick a broker based on that goal.
Right. And when you're getting interviewed, also make sure to ask them questions. You're interviewing them as well. You know, make sure that you ask for their stats. Ask them what their gross sales are. Ask them the number of closings they do every year. Ask them those type of questions to make sure it kind of matches what you're trying to achieve with your goals.
Yeah. And you are interviewing them. You're choosing a brokerage. Don't get tricked or fooled into thinking that they're interviewing you, which they are, but it's much less important to you as you interviewing them and making sure that they're a right fit for you. So those are the two tips we kind of have up front. Feel free to contact the agents, by the way. So if you interview at ABC firm and it went well and you think you might join, call the agents. Ask them what they like about ABC firm. Ask them what they love about ABC firm, and ask them what they hate about ABC firm, and ask them in that order.
Right. That's to be extremely helpful, not only talking to the broker owner, but the actual agents, you know, the people that you'll be kind of essentially coworkers with. Also, I think we need to talk about the characteristics specifically on what a brokerage that you want to go with that they need to have. And I think the number one thing for us is going to be having an accessible broker. Make sure that they are able to answer your questions and they're answering their phones, or they're in the office to answer questions, especially when you're writing contracts and stuff like that. This is really important when you're new too. You're going to have a lot of questions just naturally. So I think if you have an accessible broker that can assist you and help you also keep track of and meet your goals, that is extremely important.
For sure. And the broker should have office time when you're able to actually access her in person and schedule meetings with her in person to do things like assist you with the website. Most brokers offer some form of IDX-based website for you, like an agent profile website and a URL. They should be able to help you set that up. They should be able to help you with your Realtor.com and your Zillow and your Trulia and all those other profiles. They should be able to help you do that stuff in person. If a broker just sends you a link and says, here, do it, that's a bad sign, because they're not invested in your success.
Right. Your broker definitely needs to be helping you start up for sure. And
Absolutely.
I think giving you the tools to start up is extremely important.
And not just the broker, this is a good transition to the next point, but the other agents in the firm. You definitely need to have a supportive environment of other agents, and those agents should be winners. And I think what we mean by that is they should cheer you on.
That's right. When you have a successful year or something, or even just getting closings, like, they need to cheer you on. They shouldn't be, you know, getting jealous necessarily or like anything like that. They want to support you, watch you also do well in this business. I think that's extremely important just for yourself and the brokers as a whole.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to make a point quick. Don't be the most successful person in the room. If you're already a seasoned agent or you've been in it a couple years and you're looking for a new firm and you go to ABC firm and they give you their agent roster, or you pull it from your MLS because you can do that, and they give you the production, and you fall in the top 3, top 5, that's not the firm for you. And the reason why is because you're looking to grow, and you can't grow if you're in going into the new firm that's going to help you expand. You're not going to grow if you're already top 3.
Right. And on the flip side of this, imagine if you're a newer agent or brand new, and you've been selling for a short period of time. If you're already toward the top of that brokerage's success, I would say, you should probably look for a different one that's going to kind of push you to go higher with your sales and all that. So, yes, that's a great point, Rich. I think that's super important for us to talk about.
Absolutely. And those agents in the office, there should be no nasty or backhanded comments when somebody gets a closing. I have been a part of a firm, and I have witnessed other firms, that I've been a part of, but watched in the office, their culture. When somebody closes a big deal, I've seen the agents and heard the agents say like, oh, they must have got lucky, or, oh, wow, did their dad give them that lead? Or, oh, wow, they must have got, well, how did they pay for that lead? And that's so distracting and harmful to the production of the office as a whole. And so when we say that supportive environment winners, that's a big part of it. Not just cheer you on, but also there should be zero tolerance for those kinds of comments.
Right. It's like any job. Do you want to work in an environment where you have that hostility or have that jealousy constantly, like, having that every day? That's not what you want.
Right.
And I think that's kind of our point too with any job, but same with this. It's essentially no different.
Yeah. And then I think the last point, so the 3 characteristics we had: accessible broker, supportive environment of winners, and then lastly, there should be a closer's culture in the office itself.
What we mean by that is the agents in the office should be focusing on closing deals. That's really important for us too. And, also being a great service to their clients. That's what we have. That's what we do. And I think that's really important to have that part of your culture. If you're not focusing on closing deals, what are you doing?
Right. Absolutely. The focus should always be on closing and assisting your clients. And so not everybody's perfect. Okay. I want to take a second. Matt and I have to remind each other of this,
all the time,
where one of us is complaining about,
just
having
doing
to drive far, or something like
some
that.
kind of task that you just don't want to do. Like, why am I doing this? It's to serve your client.
Yep.
And we do keep each other accountable for sure. And the rest of the people in our office, I think, help with that too.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's a great point.
We just say to each other, hey, Matt, don't forget you're doing this to serve your client. And it's like, oh yeah, totally. You're right. I'm focusing on me instead of the client right now.
Right. Because again, your goal or your job as an agent is to serve your client.
Yep. Absolutely. And then the last part of the closer's culture is gossip, complaining, publicly venting about anything really, but especially in their client or another agent. That is a big red flag for the culture of the company. We don't have anybody that complains openly in our company. I don't believe so. Or gossips about other agents. That's a big problem. And you don't want to work in a gossipy culture. It's just not going to help you. It's not going to help you grow. It's going to stunt your growth, if anything.
Absolutely.
So yeah. Do you want to tell them how you found your brokerage?
So I'll show you actually exactly what I did. What I did is as soon as I got my license, I picked up my phone and I said, Dad, I got my license.
So Matt had the very fortunate start in real estate by being able to join his dad's firm.
Yes, absolutely. And I joke about that, but at the same time, I am very grateful for that. And I have to joke about it, make fun of myself, of course.
And I have to say that I interviewed a lot of brokerages before I chose to work with this firm. And can I say your dad's first name? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So John is the owner of the firm. I have gotten leads and transactions just by dropping John's name. That's a big deal, that he has such a good reputation in the area that when somebody calls off my sign, where do you work? Oh, I work at this firm with John so-and-so. And the person on the phone goes, oh, wow, I love John. That's great. So that's such we don't have it in our script or anything, but that's a big point I want to bring up. That firm has to have a good reputation.
Absolutely.
The broker, the agents, they got to have good reputations.
Yeah, I'm glad we kind of came across this because my dad, for example, has been working this long 40 some years to build and maintain this absolutely great reputation. I think it's super important to maintain that, and also, join an office that has that great reputation.
Right.
Even just in the, your area where you're selling, other agents will even say, oh yeah, I love working with him. That's a huge thing too.
Yep. It's not closed yet, so I'm not going to say the specifics, but once it closes, I can say the dollar amount. I have my largest transaction under contract right now because the person who referred me to the seller called off one of my signs months ago. Months ago, and started talking to me. He found out that I worked with John, and he literally said, "Oh, you work with John? Well, John's great. So he wouldn't have anybody who's not great in his office. So obviously you must be great." So he literally said that. And I've developed a relationship. Obviously, I did my part. I followed up. I stayed on top of the prospect. And then that's our intro. I stayed on top of the prospect. And then he referred me to someone who is currently my largest transaction to date. And it's all because of that reputation in the beginning that John has already fostered for 40 some years. So,
right.
All right. I think we can wrap it up.
Yes.
Our intro music will play again, but
That's
not
right.
from my phone. So
so if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who might find it useful, and also subscribe. We do post videos every week.
Yeah. Multiple videos every week.
Yes, that's right.
Because we're crazy. All right, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.